Hey guys, so yesterday I made some pretty good progress on the recording or on this project. I did get adding a new color working, but it became very clear that we have entered into a asynchronous situation. Um, and basically that is, I guess, to be expected or 100% to be expected whenever you're interacting with hardware. There's always a lag between the time that you turn on the hardware and it actually starts. And so basically, uh, JavaScript hands that off and then waits and expects you to wait for results. So when I hit refresh on this, um, basically nothing has happened yet, and nothing will happen with respect to the recording. It'll create all these until I click, right? So I have a click event that is on here, and so when I click on this, now the recording has happened. So I want you to kind of think through this because what's happening right now is in the service and in the component, I have already clicked the button. So if you're trying to write any code that is dependent on this, like record is complete in component, and then record is complete in service. So if you look at the here we have record is complete in the service and then record is complete. But the recording, there's nothing recording. My microphone isn't on yet. And so if you want to do something with the recording, you have to respond to an event because, like I said, this microphone is waiting for my permission to turn it on. But even if I hadn't done that, there's still a gap. So I'm just going to say allow this time, and then I believe um, it will it should be done, but it waits for me to shut up. So basically, and I believe about this time this should be done. Down here, it got all of this information, right? And it's like, I don't know that color. Do you want me to add it? Right. So, um, and see where, so then it waited a second. So then it never heard yes. I didn't say yes, so it didn't happen. But the point is that the code went all the way through the process without before. Okay, so the chain of events was not as would be obvious if it was synchronous. So I'm just going to do this again. I'm going to click this blue, and then it was done. So you see that the record completed in the service. So the whole service was called, the whole component was started, but the audio hadn't started yet. And then the audio didn't end yet. And so the way I worked around that in the code, and the thing I said that was both improper and unreliable, was I added a 1 second wait. But and that's probably fine. I mean, it's gonna you're gonna this would end in tears, but it works for now. But that's not gonna work in the long run. Um, so, oh man, I messed up my time. Um, so we are 3 minutes in. Okay, so the point is that we I need to respond to events, not have a timeout. And so basically, whenever like I say record, um, and uh, when I say record, I should not do anything after that record that matters until the event, and that's exactly what I did. Right, I said um, that whenever we have a result, go ahead and call publish the result, and then I use signals to listen for a result, and then I wait a whole second, and then I put this code out here, and then I say record again, and then we come back over here and we say, well, if the message was something other than blank, then add the new color, or then go to the new color thing, and so now we add the new we um oh, okay. Yeah, so we reset it and then we call this and we add the new color. And that worked. It worked fine. But the problem is we really shouldn't have done it that way. What we really needed to do was on end in here, um, this function right here, I should have published. And really, I should publish this event and this event, and um, and then I think I don't really need to do anything with this event on audio start. But so but like you can talk too fast, right? Like so like this. Blue. Ah, blue. Uh, but it is technically possible that you could talk before the recorder was ready. And I really shouldn't tell them to I should, like it should probably see more like tap and click, and then um, the next instruction would be say the color change background after the audio has started, and then when I get back, then I should kind of set the state in the application and wait for the end result, and then when the end result, if I'm waiting to see if they want to create a new color, then I should ask the questions after the end. And I know that's confusing, and asynchronous coding is confusing, and it's just the way it is. But that is what I'm gonna work towards in the next video. This video, I just wanted to sort of go over the concepts. So basically, let me go back to this, inspect, go to the console, clear it, and just kind of go over it one last time. So nothing is going on with the recording right now. Blue. Okay. So now what happened was in the component, I asked for it to start. And then in the service, I asked for it to start. And then the service, we console log that. And then we say that we're done in the service. And then we say we're done in the component. But then the microphone is ready to roll. And then it waits till there's some quiet, right? Like I can keep it on for a long time, right? I can be like this. Blah 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 blah, and it's not done until I quit talking. Um, so, um, you know, that is important that that everything gets timed based on these events and not uh, and not trying to wait like do a set timeout to make these things happen. This is just like just so you can try to figure out, oh, do I have some kind of problem here, because uh, like I showed you yesterday, if we don't time that, if we make this 0, red red was one of them. Okay, so let's go Dodger blue. See, yes. See, there is an error, and the error is failed to execute start because it was already started. Basically, that's kind of a bad name, a bad message for this specific case. It was like failed to execute start on speech recognition because it hasn't had time to stop yet. It was still on the previous. By the time I got I get the value back, but I get the value back before it stopped. It would have been kind of nice if you didn't get the value back till it's over. But then I think there's like another, um, let's see, over here in speech recognition, there are some interim results. So I have a feeling that it would be a way to handle like long-term stuff. So this could be a problem. Um, this could be a real challenge when it comes to um, trying to deal with like long-term conversations, like what I was talking about yesterday, with like maybe having like a um, real-time so, sub, real-time words that are coming across um, uh, but because I think every time there would be a silence, it might finish itself up, and then I guess every time on speech start, maybe you just start it up again and start it listening again. Yeah, I guess that would work. But and then you have to manually stop it whenever you want to stop it if you're going to use interim results, and then. But it seems like you're going to have to continually restart this if you want to do a long thing. You know, you have to listen to the end event and then restart it. Anyways, that's kind of, I know that I was sort of all over the place, and that's kind of how things go, like when you're doing a proof of concept, and then we've run into like a challenge, and now it's time to figure that challenge out. Generally, there's a part where you just sort of go all over the place trying to think through all the different things and then all that. So in the next video, what I want to get done is um, instead of having a timeout for this, I want to sort of probably create a state in this for, or yeah, a state for this component, and then if when the when and then over here I want to uh, publish the fact that the the microphone is no longer being used, and whenever this guy recognizes that the microphone is no longer being used, I want it to look to see, is there a request to update the the list, and if there is, then go ahead and start the recording again, put this note on there, and start the recording again. um, and probably it should be in two parts. It probably should say the Dodger blue is not a color that I recognize. Start the recording, and then when the recording is ready, say yes to add it to the list. And because there is, like I said, it is technically possible that you could say yes before the recorder is ready. Um, and the same thing goes in this code here for the when you hit the record button over here. um, I probably shouldn't. Um, I probably should somehow indicate to the user that now they can talk. Um, and I did add this voice state, so that'll probably be the first thing I do is just get all these voice states working, and then start trying to actually implement the code to work properly. I know that went a little long. I know that was kind of all over the place. So next time it'll probably be a lot meatier. Anyways, happy coding, everybody. Bye.